This is a 10 print card. You can see here it says R thumb. So that would be your right thumb, your right index, right middle, right ring, right little finger, and then it has L. L little finger, L ring, L middle, L index, L thumb. And then down here it has L thumb, R thumb, left four fingers taken together, and the same thing with the right side. So I'm going to basically show you how a 10 print card is made up. There is some information that is found on the back. So you'd fill that out if this were a card that needed to be filled out for a criminal or a suspect. Basically, today you would have this scanned. You'd put this on a computer. So this is a little bit more old school. So I'm going to show you first thing I would do, because we don't have a holder for it, fold it where the first set of prints have to go. So you see that it says R thumb, index, and so on. So I'm going to take this and move it to the edge of the table all the way down here so that it's easier to get my fingerprint actually on there. So I'm going to move this a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't fall off the table. I'm going to move the camera a little bit. There you go. Okay, so that should be in view now. There we go. That's better. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use something called Perfect Print. Okay, so this is the ink that I'm going to use. I'm going to take my right thumb. I'm going to ink it up. Now, when I ink it, not only do I just do the one side of it, I also do side to side and the little part on the top. And I'll show you why in a second, why I need that too. So quite often when people think of a fingerprint, they think, oh, they're just going to put it down on the card. That's not exactly how we do it. Essentially, you take your finger, and usually you have someone holding your finger doing this, but you take your finger, you put it on the side, and gently roll it across. And it looks like that. So it's a little bit more involved in terms of the depth of the print. And if you've ever had to scan your fingerprint for your phone, it makes you scan the sides, the top. So when we do the bottom part down here, where it says, here's left thumb, right thumb, we take the thumb. Now you're going to do your standard fingerprint here. You're going to put it straight down like that. But then you're going to do the actual tip of your finger. So not just the bottom. Now this is obviously not that dark, but we can make that a little darker. We can use the other side. So we would do the entire way across, and actually I did that for you already so you can see it. Ta-da! The magic of video. We have here, you can see like there's a bunch of lines in there, and a lot of those lines have to do with the skin being a little bit dry, probably because of so much hand washing. So we want to continue that. That's okay. But there are a few places where I would see smudges, and I might want to redo those. I'll show you other places where there might be smudges. There's one like right there. There's like a little smudge. So I might want to redo that also. But you can see that the 10 print card, there's a lot that has to be filled out. And you see the four fingers together again to try to get the image. So you'd want to categorize first, and then you'd want to look for the details. So the details we can do a few ways. We can use a loop, which you may not be able to see in a lot of detail because it's magnifying. Oh, there you go. A little bit of time. You might want to use a light. Oh, there you go. You can see it pretty nicely. You can actually see some details in there. All right. And this would be done by hand. Usually when you come down to this part of the identification, you'd want to do this by hand. So the 10 print examiner would have this by hand. We can use that loop, or we can use the other loop that we've also used before, something like this one. Just turn on a light and let's see if we can see it or not. Might be too bright, actually. There you go. There, we can see some real details in there too. So what are we going to do with this? We have to match it to something. So the next piece of this, I'm going to show you how to lift a latent print. So this part, we're just making the 10 print card that law enforcement would have. Again, a lot of times they're going to do it today in a scan and put it right into a computer, and then the computer can help you with the matches, but you're going to want to do this also by hand. All right, you can see all the details. Looks pretty good. Okay, so off to the next part.